Hello. So my name is Sandy Wilson and I work for Portland Harbour Authority. I work as part of a team of around 40 permanent staff, and my role is to advise them on environmental related matters. So that covers land, coast and sea, and air quality, for example, falls under my remit. And this is the subject of the challenge that we're presenting you today. So Portland Port is located on the English Channel, one of the busiest shipping channels in the world. We have a very large area of land, which I describe as a maritime business park, and we have a very large area of water as well. So we are considered the third largest man-made harbour in the world after the Middle East and Cherbourg. And this is because we have these large breakwaters that create what we describe as the inner harbour, and we also have the outer harbour as well. So we have a number of anchorages both inside and outside those breakwaters. And then in addition to that, if ships want to come alongside, they can use our 2,000 metres of alongside berths as well. So we basically offer opportunities for ships of all shapes and sizes and very large deep berth ships. So what kind of services and operations do we offer at Portland Port? We're basically what you would describe as a landlord port. So we have a maritime business park, and within that we have a number of different tenants undertaking different activities. And these are some of the examples of the kind of operations that you will see taking place on a daily basis. So to describe them in more detail, animal feed and cement are examples of bulk cargo import, and in those cases animal feed is imported from South America. That is offloaded at the quayside via these hoppers and onto heavy goods vehicles, and then that will take it to the storage facilities within the port. Cement is a slightly different operation in which it's an enclosed system. So the vessel will come alongside and a hose will be connected between the vessel and the warehouse and transferred that way. And then in both cases, the product is transferred to a vehicle which then takes it out of the port and into the southwest market. Fuel and bunkering, or bunkering, is another service that the port offers. We have a company that operates offering this service, and in this case the fuel is stored in the hillside, and it is imported into the port, it's stored in the port, and then visiting vessels can come to an anchorage, generally the outer anchorages, and then a bunkering vessel will take product out to those vessels. They'll fuel up and then they'll go on their journey, or they may take on other services at the port. Cruise is another really good example for Portland. So we have some very large vessels with many passengers that come and visit. And in our case, this is what are referred to as day calls. So a cruise ship will visit in the morning, it will stay all day, and then it will leave the port at the end of the day. And passengers will go to a multitude of destinations, whether that's local to Weymouth, local to the local town or Portland, or they'll travel further afield in Dorset and beyond. Vessel services, there's a whole range of different vessel services that we can offer. So this can be alongside or it can be at anchor, and it could include repairs, maintenance, simple inspections of those vessels. And then even vessel construction is another example that's taking place at the port with a company actually building boats. We are regularly, we're a former naval base, and we have retained those links with the military, and we have many of what we refer to as the grey ships coming to visit for various different reasons. And we're an interesting destination for fisheries and aquaculture and many other services. But and interestingly, looking to the future, we have a company currently looking to develop a power station, and that would involve the import of waste, whether by land or by sea, and then it would turn that into energy and supply the local area and beyond. So moving on to the innovation challenge, the air quality challenge. And to give you some background, the UK government, they prepared guidance, and what they're basically doing is requesting that ports in England prepare air quality strategies. The emphasis is on those ports handling cargo over 1 million tonnes annually. Now, Portland Port, we don't at the moment handle those volumes of cargo, so there's less of an onus on us to do this. But that said, we feel that for commercial reasons that it's something we should be looking at. So and I think the government, in doing this, they're basically looking to lead the way globally, and they want to be setting the international standard in a sense, and so and other countries to follow our lead. So from a challenge perspective, this is a great opportunity. Certainly from Portland Port, it's a challenge for us to work out how we should proceed, and there are some basic things to think about. So we need to identify the air quality emissions that are relevant to the port. We need to identify the sources of data that are relevant to port activities and air quality, and then bring these together in such a way to improve our understanding of air quality in the port and surrounding area, and then that can be used to inform our decision making. It's a very complex area, and this is why it's great to be working with the SPEED project, and the SPEED project themselves are setting you a challenge in a sense, and they've identified some of the data that's relevant, and this is the purpose of the challenge in this hackathon. So they will describe that in a bit more detail as part of this the hackathon that's taking place. So moving to the need for companies either in this market or entering into this market, this is a huge opportunity. It's definitely a growing market, and the requirement for air strategies in ports is becoming increasingly important worldwide. You just have to look at the UK ports market. We have in excess of 140 ports, just if you look at and this data is available from the UK Ports Association and also the British Ports Association. And then if you look to the global market, there's 835 ports, and 99% of world trade moves through those ports, but there's thousands of ports around the world, all of which will be at various stages in this process, some of which will already be embarking on air quality strategies or have done them, others won't even be thinking about them. Cost is certainly a barrier to progress for us, and I mean, this is a huge learning curve for ports who it's a specialist area, and we are limited in the amount of specialist support that we can draw upon. And then if you look at monitoring itself and the hardware and the associated software that you need with that, it can be very expensive. So we need affordable and user-friendly solutions, and we need those to give us this more precise understanding of air quality in ports and the influencing factors. And it will be a great achievement if you can be part of that challenge of identifying these affordable and user-friendly solutions and enabling ports to target monitoring, identify actions, targets and measures, and ultimately help us reduce our emissions. So that just leaves me to say thank you for listening, and I've included my details on this slide here if you'd like to get in touch, and I will hand over to the SPEED project to continue with this hackathon. Enjoy the challenge, and thank you very much.